Your soul's journey didn't start here. It didn't begin with your birth, nor is it limited to this lifetime. There exists a force, an intelligence so vast that it weaves through every reality, binding all of existence together. A great consciousness, one that we have long forgotten. It is the architect of everything, the bridge between dimensions, the keeper of all knowledge. And within it lies the key to your true identity, the sum of all your past lives, your future possibilities, and every version of you that has ever existed. Most of the time, what you experience are echoes of the past, fragments of lifetimes that have shaped you, and some of them aren't even human. The people in your life, the ones you hold close, may not be who you think they are. Some are projections, carefully placed by the Oversoul to challenge and guide you. The one you love most in this life could have been your greatest adversary in another. The Oversoul arranges these encounters, shifting roles across different lifetimes, testing and teaching through the repetition of connections. And beyond the human experience, there are souls walking among us who have never been here before, incarnated from distant realms, bringing with them knowledge from civilizations far beyond Earth. Every person you pass on the street, every stranger you lock eyes with, carries a soul within them. But that soul is not alone. It is part of something greater, an ocean of consciousness, where each individual is but a drop. The Oversoul is the vast, infinite body of water from which all souls emerge. Even when we feel separate, isolated in our individual experiences, we are never truly alone. We are always connected. The concept of the Oversoul is not new. Ancient traditions spoke of it in different ways. In Hinduism, it is known as Paramatman, the supreme soul, the ultimate source. Some Christian mystics described a universal soul, a divine essence linking all beings. Buddhism speaks of the interconnection of all things, a great source from which all existence flows. Even in Western philosophy, Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote about the Oversoul as a higher intelligence uniting all human minds, a force beyond the self that we unknowingly belong to. To understand how the Oversoul works, imagine a beehive. To the outside observer, each bee moves independently, performing its own task. But in reality, they are all connected, functioning as part of a greater system. They share knowledge, they communicate, they work together with a shared purpose. The Oversoul operates in much the same way. Each individual soul is like a single bee, contributing its experiences, emotions, and wisdom back to the hive. This is why moments of sudden inspiration, déjà vu, or unexplained intuition occur, because knowledge is constantly being exchanged between souls through the Oversoul. Have you ever visited a place for the first time but felt like you had been there before? Have you ever met someone new yet felt an instant, unexplainable bond? These are not mere coincidences. They are remnants of past connections, memories embedded within the Oversoul, occasionally bleeding through into your present consciousness. Some confuse the Oversoul with the higher self. While they are connected, they are not the same. The higher self is the wisest, most enlightened version of you, your guiding force. It exists outside of time, overseeing your journey, nudging you toward growth. The Oversoul, however, is something even greater. It is not just about you. It holds the collective essence of many souls, like a family of energy bound together by shared experiences. Imagine a vast school. The students, souls, are all learning different lessons. The teacher, the higher self, guides and supports each student through their individual journey. And the school itself, the Oversoul, stores all knowledge from every student and every teacher so that future generations may learn even more. This is how wisdom accumulates across lifetimes. Some believe the Oversoul is more than just a collection of souls. They see it as a living, intelligent force, an evolving consciousness that continues to grow, absorbing knowledge from all who are connected to it. If this is true, then the Oversoul is something akin to a divine supercomputer, holding information beyond what any single soul could comprehend. But where did the Oversoul come from? Many say it was created by an even higher intelligence, an ultimate source known by many names: God, the universe, the divine mind. If this is true, then the Oversoul is the bridge between individual souls and the Creator itself, and it does not belong to Earth alone. If life exists elsewhere in the cosmos, those beings too would have their own Oversouls. Imagine a universe filled with countless Oversouls, each guiding their own cluster of souls, all part of a vast cosmic network. Some believe that one day, all Oversouls will merge into one, returning to the original source from which they came, completing the great cycle of existence. The Oversoul does not merely observe, it sends pieces of itself into lifetimes, into realities, into dimensions. These pieces are known as soul fragments, individual souls that live separate experiences yet remain eternally connected to the whole. Imagine a great tree with endless leaves. Each leaf has its own place, its own story, but they all draw life from the same roots. When one leaf feels the sun, the entire tree benefits. When another experiences the wind, the whole tree sways. Yet sometimes, a soul fragment can become lost. Deep trauma, suffering, and powerful emotional events can sever a fragment's connection, leaving it stranded in a state of isolation. These lost souls, wandering spirits, struggle to move forward, searching for the connection they have forgotten. But just as souls can be lost, they can also be found. Some souls belong to a special kind of group, a soul family. This is not a biological family, not one bound by blood, but something far older and far deeper. A soul family is a collection of souls who have traveled together across countless lifetimes. They have been lovers, friends, rivals, parents, children, each playing different roles in different lives, yet always finding their way back to one another. Imagine a group of travelers on an endless journey. They may part ways for a time, exploring different paths, but no matter where they go, they always find their way back to each other. That is the nature of a soul family. They reincarnate together, crossing paths again and again, drawn by an invisible thread that cannot be broken. This is why some connections feel instant, effortless, and profound. Have you ever met someone and felt like you had known them forever? Like your souls were speaking even before words were exchanged? That is the recognition of a soul family member. A familiarity that defies logic, an unspoken understanding, a deep and undeniable bond. These connections are no accident. The Oversoul arranges them with purpose, aligning soul families so that they may learn, grow, and support each other's evolution. If we imagine the Oversoul as a great tree, then each branch represents a soul family. While all souls on the tree are connected, those on the same branch share a deeper resonance, a bond forged across lifetimes. Before a soul is born into a new life, it chooses its path carefully. It selects the lessons it must learn, the challenges it must face, and the souls it must reunite with. A soul may choose to reincarnate within the same family, or it may seek out old connections from distant pasts, ensuring that the lessons remain unfinished until they are finally mastered. This is why, throughout your life, certain people will enter your journey at precisely the right moment. Some will stay, others will leave as quickly as they arrived, but all serve a purpose. They are here to remind you of something forgotten, to challenge you, to heal you, to push you toward becoming the fullest version of yourself. And when the time is right, when the lessons have been learned, when the cycle has been completed, these souls will find their way back to each other once more, bound not by time, not by distance, but by something eternal. A soul family is more than just a gathering of familiar spirits. It is a sacred bond woven through lifetimes, guiding each member toward their highest potential. The people who challenge you the most, who break you open and force you to see the deepest parts of yourself, are often the ones who have walked beside you for centuries. Some arrive as gentle teachers, offering love and wisdom. Others enter your life like a storm, shaking everything you thought you knew, pushing you toward transformation. And while not all will stay, every encounter leaves an imprint on your soul, shaping the path you are meant to walk. Among soul families, certain connections stand out. Soulmates, twin flames, karmic partners. Soulmates are often misunderstood as purely romantic, but they are far more than that. A soulmate is a soul that resonates deeply with your own, one that has journeyed alongside you across multiple lifetimes. They may come as a friend, a mentor, a sibling, even a rival, yet the moment you meet, the connection feels instant, as if your souls have been whispering to each other long before your bodies crossed paths. Soulmates do not always bring peace. Sometimes they bring challenge, pushing you toward growth in ways you never expected. But their presence is always meaningful, always purposeful, and when they leave, their lessons remain. Even deeper than a soulmate is the twin flame, a bond so rare, so intense, that it is often misunderstood. In the beginning, before time scattered souls across the cosmos, there was one, a singular force, whole and complete. But to experience existence in its fullness, that force split into two, creating twin flames. These two halves journey separately, learning, evolving, moving through lifetimes apart. And when they finally reunite, the encounter is electric, an awakening unlike any other. It is not just love, it is recognition. A mirror held up to the soul, exposing everything hidden, everything forgotten. But the twin flame connection is not about romance. It is about transformation. It is about facing the deepest wounds, healing the most ancient scars, and ascending to a higher state of being. And for many, the reunion is not immediate. Some twin flames spend lifetimes apart, drawn together only when both are ready to merge once more. Not every connection is meant to last. Some souls come into our lives with a different purpose. Karmic partners, those who enter to teach difficult lessons. These relationships are intense, often filled with struggle, repeating the same painful cycles until the lesson is learned. They are here to break patterns, to push us toward healing, and once their purpose is fulfilled, they dissolve. If ignored, the cycle repeats in another lifetime, again and again, until the soul finally awakens to what must be understood. But not all guidance comes in physical form. Some members of our soul family exist beyond this plane, spirit guides, ascended masters, beings of higher consciousness. They do not walk among us, but they whisper through intuition, through dreams, through signs woven into the fabric of reality. They are the unseen hands that nudge us toward our purpose, lighting the path when we feel lost, reminding us that we are never truly alone. Before a soul is born into a new life, it exists in a space beyond time, a realm of pure awareness, where past and future dissolve into the eternal present. Here, the soul reflects on everything it has learned, everything it has yet to master. It gathers with guides, with teachers, with the Oversoul itself, planning the journey ahead. What challenges will shape this lifetime? What karmic debts must be balanced? What souls must be reunited? Every choice is intentional. Every encounter is written into a grand design. And yet, the soul is not bound to fate. It has free will, the ability to shape its path, to choose how it responds to the lessons it encounters. This blueprint, this divine arrangement, is known as a soul contract, a sacred agreement between souls, mapping out the major events, relationships, struggles, and triumphs of a lifetime. Some souls agree to meet as lovers, others as adversaries. Some choose to break each other's hearts, knowing that through pain, they will grow. Some choose to walk together, offering unwavering support. These contracts are not about punishment. They are about evolution. Even the souls who hurt us most may be those who love us most on a higher level, agreeing to play the role of a challenger so that we may awaken. A soul contract outlines more than just relationships. It includes the talents and abilities a soul will carry, the life purpose it will strive toward, even the exit points, pre-planned moments where a soul may choose to leave the physical world. Some leave early, having completed their mission. Others stay longer, extending their time to continue guiding those they love. But no matter how far a soul travels, no matter how many lifetimes it moves through, it always returns to its source. The Oversoul watches over every journey, collecting every experience, every lesson, feeding that wisdom back into the great consciousness that binds all existence together. And when the time comes, when all the lessons have been learned, when every cycle has been completed, the soul will return. Back to the Oversoul, back to the source, merging once more with the infinite. And then, perhaps, it will begin again.